It is that time for my response to a tweet. And today's tweet is very, very short. It says, "Our guns again? Our guns again." Yes, our guns again. Wow. This is how I'm going to respond to this tweet. If you are a follower of the Phil Williams Show, you know I'm always talking about the shiny object. That shiny object that loves to take your attention and have you focus on the shiny object so that you don't know what's going on, or you don't see what's going on, or you might even forget what's really going on. Let's backtrack. Before going into the holiday vacation where our dear leader spends millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, not to say that he can't have a vacation, not that it shouldn't cost millions of dollars, but yet I digress. Going into the vacation, what was the hottest topic known to mankind? We were talking about radical Islamic terrorism. And then, when everybody is on that consensus, because it became a shiny object popped up, so that we weren't focused so much on radical Islamic terrorism. We focused on the media being biased, something that we already knew. But that sucked up all the oxygen out of understanding that the president is trying to bring in radical Islamic terrorists into our country. And all these kind of things were happening. And then all of a sudden, our distractor-in-chief, Mr. Trump, says something that's distracting. When we're focused on Hillary, he says something distracting to where we're not looking at Hillary like we should be. He becomes the shiny object. And then Hillary or somebody becomes a shiny object for Trump. And so that we don't, there we go. I hit the nail on the head. The president knows dang well he's not going to be able to do anything to take away our guns. But he has presented himself as the shiny object today. And the part that makes him the bigger shiny object is because why? We're all protecting our guns and things of this nature. But who is he running distraction for? What are we not talking about? One of the most focused thing that is able to distract us and focus and keep our focus in the history of political politics is Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump can burp and everybody has his attention. But what is the president with this non-starter distracting us from? He's distracting us from the fact that this liberal running on a Republican ticket, come on, let's keep it real. He donates to liberal. This liberal running on a Republican ticket that happened to captivate everybody, or at least 30% of the country. And as the front runner, this media darling that can burp and spit and just suck up the oxygen from the Super Bowl. Now he releases his first campaign ad, and we found out that he's using liberal tactics to make America great again. He's the massive distraction chief of the world. Anytime Hillary is in hot water, he says something ridiculous and he gets all the attention. Now the president is saying something ridiculous because this guy has done something miraculously ridiculous, and the press has even picked up on it. So the person that has the bully pulpit to even take the press away from the attention that they're giving to Donald Trump in a scrutinizing fashion is what you are witnessing today with this gun control legislation, executive order proposition. The president has no cojones or anything to address gun violence. He needs gun violence. The liberals need massive casualties every 2 weeks. They need these things. They are wagging the dog. They're manufacturing all the things that they need to continue their liberal march. The president, his hometown is the biggest massive gun jacked up place on the planet when it comes to violence, and he wants to have a town hall meeting in Virginia. Why don't you go have the town hall meeting in the place where your buddy is? Oh, that's why. Because your buddy's under fire. You have to bring the fire away from him and the fire away from the thing. But now they're protecting Donald Trump. Donald Trump is manufacturing crises in order to be able to get us all in an uproar. This is what's happening, people. The media, Democrats, liberals, left, right, up, down, progressive, they're all saying, wait a second, Donald Trump put in the commercial something that was misleading. He's making Americans think that these illegals are running over the border like gangbusters, but that wasn't America. That was somewhere else. And then now they're trying to spin it, but guess what? No. We have a distraction today. We'll have a distraction today. And it'll be the president doing something knowing that what he's doing is really nothing. But we'll overlook a Donald Trump over our Second Amendment rights. Because deep inside, we know that it's us as Americans for each other that's going to be our protection, not any presidential candidate. And then, if you be fair about Donald Trump's commercial, it's still a whole bunch of hyperbole. And if you were to not take it and put it into the land of hyperbole, this is the question again I'm asking you to ask. As conservatives, Republicans, as libertarians, as people that shrink government, and that kind of mindset, seeing that big government is one of our issues, ask yourself this: how much is it going to cost us, Mr. Trump? It is cheaper for us to arm ourselves and protect us from whatever potential propaganda video you're putting out to make you seem like you're going to be the savior in chief. We don't need a savior in chief. That's not what we need, people. We need inspiration. We need that the American citizens can be inspired to rise up for each other, by each other, with each other. That's what we need. We need a commander-in-chief that can command the inspiration argument and make sure that he protects our rights to bear arms. We don't need you to bear arms for us, Donald Trump. We don't need you to say all these things. We can do it ourselves. And we definitely don't need you to lie to us to get us to like you better. We have just watched a press conference of somebody who's been doing that for the last 8 years. Using liberal tactics to tell us what we want to hear, to put them in a position where they need to be, to get us to be subjected to them the way that the liberal ideology demands. We do not need to give any more personalities, any more power. We need to take the power and put it back in the people, so that we can function exceptional again. So yes, the president needs gun violence. And Donald Trump needed a distraction. And see, people, all this stuff is going to come out. You better be prepared, people. The liberal media has Donald Trump's Trump card. And you know what it's called? It's called he is a Democrat. He is a supporter of democratic liberal policies. He's just saying all the cool things that us frustrated Americans need to hear. He is running distraction for Hillary. They are running distraction for him. And we are being massively distracted from the fact that it's we the people. The President of the United States is hired to protect the Constitution, which is put in place to protect our rights. Not to give us our rights, but to protect our rights. Because people, at the end of the day, it's about us. It's about we. And you are looking at another distraction. Come on, folk. Come off the shiny object and understand that this man was a liberal a lot longer than he was a conservative. And then, if you really look at what conservative principles are, you will come to the conclusion that he's got you juiced up because you're frustrated. But he's not a conservative. And we are willing to trade that for true conservatism. Hey, our guns again? No. Shiny object again. Let's not get it twisted. Hey, I'm Phil Williams. That's my response to a tweet on the Phil Williams Show. Hey, we'll be right back after this break. Man, this new year is going to be so cool. Remember, we cannot continue to trade long-term inspiration for short-term politics. And you're watching short-term politics at its best. But are you looking at the long-term inspiration we need? Our children need, our communities need, our parents need, us as Americans need. We don't need somebody that can be cusser in chief. Hey, we'll be right back after the break. I'm Phil Williams.